Do you tell your male friends that you love them?
All right, man. I love you.
Stupid boy.
You want to get safe. And to tell you that I love you so much.
Hi guys, welcome to our podcast. Today we are going to be talking about men and emotional expressions, and I am joined by my friend Greg.
Thank you so much for having me.
Our topic for today is, do you tell your male friends that you love them?
You mean by physical action or just verbally saying I love
Just like by saying it verbally?
I would say in some situations,
Okay.
rare occasions.
Have you ever?
I have, but rare occasions, not like a regular conversation where you just finish talking and you're like, okay, bye-bye, I love you. I usually don't do that. At least most of my friends don't do that. And even my female friends. So it's often... I'm trying to remember such situations where we tell each other I love you. I mean, sometimes when we joke about it, I'll be like, I love you, man. We just shake hands. But that is like when you're trying to be funny and just making a joke, right? But for example, while texting or chatting, I can't end the conversation with I love you.
So it's not something like you say like regularly.
So, so, I mean, for real, if I tell somebody like... let's say Victor or Kachi,
Yeah.
without laughing afterwards, he will be like, So most of the time, the way we show love is not by saying I love you, but just being there for the person, always making sure that the person can count on you. Basically that, supporting each other.
So like guys really share a lot of what they're going through.
Like if we really take it down to sharing verbally, I don't think we do that much, except for when you have like a specific question, a specific topic. Yeah, let's say I'm having an issue with my girlfriend. Ask any of my male friends, do you often have this kind of issue? But not like when I'm going through some stuff. I usually don't just walk up and be like, hey, I'm going through this. It's a tough time, or...
I feel like it's not even good for both the guys and the girls. Like, it's okay to share just enough emotions, but if you're always like emotionally down and you always have something to express, I feel like it's a problem as well.
From my personal opinion, I wouldn't say that it's better to share emotions or maybe to hold back, just share a little bit. I can't really tell that. How it's been for me, I usually don't share much. Do
you think it's a guy's thing or just you, your personality?
Actually, I think being emotional doesn't really equate to speaking out. I would say women speak out more than men do. So because I might be more emotional, but I don't speak. That's the thing. At least judging from my circle, I would say the women tend to share with each other. They talk to each other about what they're going through. They bond in that sense. But for my male friends, like when we hang out, when we go on a boys trip, usually about good times.
But do you generally feel like guys want to express, but they just can't? It's just their way of handling the situation by just keeping silence.
So the thing is, I think it also depends on how you were raised and the kind of friends you've always had. Judging from my background, the kind of friends I have, right? It's just something we are not used to, always sharing what you're going through. Of course, you can share with your mom or your siblings, but when it comes to friends, some do share, but majority of men usually don't share too deep.
Why do you think they don't share? You already mentioned the you're brought up, which means like societal expectation. I feel like there's this masculinity negative in a way. I'm not in support of people like being just emotionally down all the time, like I earlier mentioned, but I feel like everybody have the need to be emotionally expressive. Me personally, there are some things that will be bothering me, and all I need to do is find out one person that I can, speak out to, express to, and it feels as if the problem is solved. Because I think there's an Igbo adage that says that a problem shared is a problem half solved, right? So I feel like sometimes speaking out the emotions lets out the emotion, and then you are able to like think straight and find a way to like handle the situation. So do you think for most people that is because of their cultural background? I feel like this is more prominent in the African society. Do you believe so?
I would say it's not majorly how you are brought up or that background. It's also depends on the kind of friends you have. Personally, I have a lot of friends, and some of them I've known all through my life. I'm still very good friends with them. Yeah, so I have this specific friends that knows almost everything about me. So to an extent, I share a lot with them.
So because you've built this trust with them.
So I feel like it comes with a lot of trust to just open up, speak about anything.
Yeah.
Right? I've had some situations, or rather some moments in my life, I needed to just speak to somebody, and these are the particular ones that I've known all through my life. But it's not something that happens regularly that I'll be like, any little thing I'll be like,
you run to them.
I'm going through this, do you know this happens? No, it's usually in a very extreme case that I feel the need, or usually they notice that something has changed because they've known you throughout your life.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, what's up? All these things. So we just talk about it, just help you look for solutions and just calm you down. If it's a case of constantly, let me not say constantly, a case of frequently sharing emotion, it's not something we are used to. I would say it's more prominent among women.
To share or not to share?
To share.
Okay, yeah. Right. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, when you say the friends that you grew up with, it boils down back to the society, because the people we interact with like every day at the society, so I feel like there's that toxic masculinity where even from a very young age you would have maybe like even twins, a girl and a boy, and the boy is treated differently. Even when the boy tries to cry, you would remind him that you are a man, you're supposed to like man it up, you're not supposed to show that you're weak. Do you feel like people expressing their emotion is a sign of weakness?
I don't actually think that is a sign of weakness.
Yeah.
And to some degree, I wouldn't also say that it was toxic, just embedding in us. I'm referring to men.
The whole thing of don't express your emotions, buckle it up.
Because where we're from, usually it's men that does all the crude works. For example, bricklayer jobs.
The hefty works.
Women do it, but men does it more. The society back there, kind of shaped men to be a lot stronger.
You said back then, right?
No, I mean back there.
Okay, back there, okay.
Referring to Nigeria, we have this thing of hustling, right? Hustling is usually paired with men most of the time. Women don't hustle, right? But sometimes when a man cannot just come out and say, yeah, I'm broke, and just sit around and stuff, everybody will be
it can be excused for a woman.
Yeah, for a woman, usually they'll just say, you need to just find a rich woman, something like that.
Which is very annoying. It shouldn't be so.
It's not a nice. The good thing is that the world is modernizing already.
It's changing.
It's changing. A lot of people are now beginning to understand that this is not something that has to be, attributed to male gender only. So everybody is viewed as a human. So yeah, this is something we are gradually adapting in Nigeria, of course. But we can't excuse the fact that our society have already somehow shaped men to be tough. Like you can be going through so much and you still wouldn't share. When I was referring to my friends, I'm just lucky to have people that are really close to that extent. Not everybody have that kind of lucky. Had them stuck together since childhood.
And to be honest with you, I feel like he's one of the hardest things to build, because emotional vulnerability is the highest level of trust you can have with anybody.
So that comes with like a lot of trust. So, and that is not easily built. And it's not everybody that has that luxury of such friendship. So you see a higher percentage of men that just have lots of casual close friends, but not really that close. So they end up not sharing so much. So if they are also lucky to have a caring partner, like a wife or a girlfriend or something, they tend to share to the girlfriend. Where I'm from, as well, Nigeria, a lot of people don't even get to share so much with parents. Men, a lot of men don't even.
I feel like there's a lot of, even for the women, I feel like there's a reasonable disconnect. Most times people are not best friends with their mothers, their parents. People are closer to their mothers even compared to their fathers, but even to the mothers that they are closer to, they are not able to like express as much as they are able to express to their friends.
In the end, men don't share with parents, friends, so end up bottling a lot of emotions. So this varies depending on a little bit how you were raised around you, but on a more general scale, find out that a lot of men, especially from Nigeria, bottle up emotions. They just deal with things themselves, or maybe when it's too critical that deal with it and they don't want to like do something extreme.
I came across a research that says that the lack of emotional expression is part of the reason why men die younger than women. Do you even feel like this is true?
It could also, like you mentioned, it could also be attributed to stress, because higher percentage of men, do a lot of, should I say, higher intensive jobs. So obviously it's a lot of strain. It's gonna weigh them down, both physically and emotionally. So which means they most probably be the ones to first develop some, illnesses. So it's quite unfortunate that when you use the statistics, men tend to die.
It's quite unfortunate, but like tracing it back to what led to this whole masculinity, right? What do you think is the genesis of this whole thing? I have a theory. So my theory is that back in the days, most of the jobs we are more masculine, maybe like farming and driving the tractors and going to war and all of those things. So like men are more physically built and they are needed in those areas. So you really need to be tough. You need to be built to be tough. But times are changing, and I feel like people are changing as well, but like they're not changing as fast as the time is changing, so a lot of people are holding on to the whole you are a man masculinity, while some people are moving forward already.
So yeah, that's the thing. So you made a very valid point. The historical period, pre-industrial period, when there were a lot of crude hard works, obviously men are built stronger than women physically,
yeah.
So which means that more physical
activities
are mostly performed by men. So women during those times are now expected to be taking care of homes and kids. So men are automatically built to be tougher and conditioned to be tougher by default. So a lot of people are still having that mentality, but due to urbanization and further industrialization, that a lot of all these heavy works are almost being automated. So
and anybody can handle it.
Anybody can handle it.
It's now more intellectual than physical.
Now you have cranes, you have a lot of tractors, doing the things that we used to manually use hands, required a lot of physical strength. So now women can even do what men used to do before. People are adopting it, but it's a gradual process. So that's why we are still having this shaky stereotyping. But as the society progresses, we will eventually get there where there is this balance.
To be honest with you, I like people that are really very emotionally strong, but being emotionally strong doesn't necessarily mean not expressing like when you are at your heaviest. Both men and women should have a moderation in their emotional management.
It all depends on your environment, and it all depends as well the kind of people that surrounds you. Most people don't even have that much friends.
People that surround you is a very big factor, because even if you want to express and the people around you tend to be judgy, you won't be able to feel free to express.
Exactly. Society is also trying to address this. That's why we have therapies, have all these people that you can talk to professionally. Those are still quite expensive. A lot of people that
can afford it,
want to, even if they can, that will want to spend money just to talk to somebody. I think the major factor there is people that surround you, people that are close to you.
Let me paint this scenario to you, Greg. You're hanging out in your male friends group. Maybe you guys went for a drink or you went to watch a match. While all of you are conversing, there is this relatively new friend in your midst. And as you guys are talking, this person suddenly bursts into expressing an emotion that he's currently going through. Because of the vulnerability of the situation, he busted into tears and started crying. This is somebody that you're not even quite accustomed to, right? How would you feel about this person in this moment?
If this happens, it's mostly going to be to calm him down and try to understand what is happening and fully express himself. It takes a lot. So it takes a lot for someone to actually be that vulnerable in the presence of people they are not
very familiar with. So it means that they didn't have any other person to talk to.
And that means he has gotten to a critical point where they just cannot hold it anymore. That is not a situation where you'll be bottle it up. So the situation should let you already know that in that situation, the one that is closest to him, go really
calm the situation.
Down. It's something I would do as well. Though I'm not that close to you. I'll just talk to him, try to understand what is going on, see how we can help. If it's something that we cannot help, it's mostly just, calm him down.
Would it in any way affect how you view the person?
No, not really. So the thing is, if somebody is vulnerable, it's specific to something, right? So I don't see how it will change.
It generalizes the person's life,
So if the person is vulnerable and broke down because, let's say, he's currently going through financial crisis. So you're not going to start judging his entire personality. So it's either you proffer a solution to maybe he gets another job, he deals with his finances or something like that. So imagine if you're judging him that, okay, this person is like this. Now he gets another job and that changes. Your whole perception of how you were judging him was very, very wrong. So I don't think it changes how you perceive the person. If you come with a solution, you see that it actually changes nothing. I think the key thing there for me, how I would see it, is that this has really gotten to this person to the point that it broke down.
Because it could have been anybody, you know. Exactly. I feel like if you are not able to express, you tend to like get to that point where you can't just hold it anymore and you don't know when you blast it out.
It's not even going to come from a judging perspective. Even follow up to days later, weeks later, depending on what caused him to break down, you will tend to even probably be closer to him. I don't see how that would affect friendship or
your view of the person. Yeah, because you seem to like have a very healthy friendship circle. I feel so based on what you've said. Do you feel like it's like that in most other circles?
It still depends on the personality. For me, I would say I'm a friendly person. I always like making friends. So some people that I've met here in Berlin, when I tell them that back in Nigeria that my circle of friends are in 50s or even up to 100, they are like, it's not possible to have that many friends.
You are Greg, so
you know when you so that's the thing.
Am I like in the list?
No.
I'm not in the list.
Calm down. You know, like in Nigeria, it's just about saving somebody's number. And that
yes, you have to engage with the person.
Sometimes you belong in this group that you frequently maybe meet up. So back in Nigeria, I had this, I'm still in the group anyway. Not just say because I've left Nigeria, I'm no longer close to them. Like I'm still really, really close to them. So we are like up to 50 in the group.
Okay.
And we've been friends. Usually like we even host games nights, get together. And
that's really nice.
And you see that the circle is really big. Most times when we meet up, you see one person brings an extra friend and practically becomes friend with them. So the circle keeps growing and you find yourselves hanging out more and more and more. So because of that, you have like a really big circle of friends. Maybe not so close, you know.
But it's somebody you can call on to like when you need something.
Like find out that you are really bored. If you want to hang out, there are people you can always hang out with. That makes us like a lot spontaneous in Nigeria. Always a friend you can hang out with.
And escape all the emotions and all the thoughts and everything.
So even though you still have like a limited circle that you are really, really close to, you know, but you still have lots of friends. I cannot judge on a general scale everybody. For me, that's how it's been. And I would say, even here in Berlin, I've also managed to like make a few friends as well. You know, friends of friends automatically somehow become a friend as well because of your personality.
That's how it goes these days.
But if you're not the kind of person that likes or open to new friends easily, you see that your circle will
becomes smaller and smaller even. Exactly. That absolutely makes sense. Going forward, I really feel like everybody, both male and female, should find a way to like find somebody to be vulnerable with, because it's just an easy way to keep life going. And when you're going through a downtime, it's easier. Me personally, when I'm going through something and I speak to somebody, something that would have taken me like a week to deal with, I can deal with it in 2 days or in a day because I've expressed that emotion. And when I'm expressing to people, I'm not necessarily like seeking for advice. I just want somebody to listen. I just let out the emotions. I wish everybody the ability to be able to build these vulnerability. It doesn't make you weak. More than anything, it makes you stronger. So Greg, we are going to be doing something right now.
We're doing something?
Yeah, we are going to be doing something a bit different. So you can bring out your phone. Can you call a friend and tell the person that you love him? Let's see what the person would say.
Of course. I have an exact person to call.
You can put it in speaker out. I'll shut up. The person will not know that I'm here.
I hope it picks. Okay, it's ringing.
Yeah, we got somebody. Put it to the mic.
This is so weird. Quite unfortunate because this is the person I would say I love you without giving a shit. You know?
Aww. Wow. Pick.
Sorry, it took me like.
So can you call another person?
But I don't want to call another person.
Maybe you should call Victor.
Victor will boss it after.
That's all. You can tell him later.
Okay, no. Yeah, hello G, how far now? Well, dear, are you just waking up? I think that's from video. I have you don't know like that. Anyway, just check home when you are done. Yeah. All right, man. I love you.
Stupid boy.
I mean, you don't love me. I love you now.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Bye bye. I told you, man.
Victor said stupid boy. Oh my god.
What I expected.
Can you call another person? I just needed to call at least 2 people. Can you call another person?
Let me try one of my friends that is very calm.
Okay.
Let's see his expression when I say.
Let's see if the love will ginger his calmness.
We usually don't call, we just text most of it. And this is like the friend I'm closest
You can just say, I'm calling to just, I thought about you today. I wanted to say that I love you.
I mean, I say that one. I'm not that very. How you doing now?
I'm good. How about you?
Fine. You see that link where I sent for group. That's open mind. You know,
I just think about it.
no, I was going to check if I got to tell how we can use it. You want to get safe and to tell you that I love you so much. Why are you laughing now? It's
I love you too.
That's how it should be. Why is not coming from a real place? This is your I love you that you came that you spoke it with laughter.
Why did you say it with a laughing face?
Oh yeah, sorry. I love you. Bye bye. See, John, I'm not doing it again.
You've tried. The guy, like, he could tell that, like, where is this one coming from?
It's not something I say anyhow.
Oh my god, he said that who is telling you to say this thing? Oh my god.
He knows that they send me.
Well, anyways, that was so fun, and thanks a lot for joining me on this podcast, Greg. Do you have any final words for the viewers? Maybe like how they can be more expressive with their emotions, especially with the men.
My message to the men, or just everybody, in case you're also a woman who doesn't share. I know a lot of us just want to appear strong and not be vulnerable. My advice to you is to, just find someone, a friend, or maybe a professional, a therapist or something like that. Instead of bottling emotions for a long time until it gets to a critical point where it's already weighing you down so much, it's better to actually speak to someone, a friend, or even a stranger.
Sometimes speaking to a stranger is the easiest.
So because if you are scared that
of being judged,
or being looked at in a certain way afterwards, you might as well just speak to like a professional or a stranger. That would really help because like Choma mentioned initially, sometimes after expressing yourself, you are not necessarily expecting a solution. It just makes you feel a bit lighter. Yeah, if you're lucky, a solution might come out.
Exactly.
But I promise you, it feels good to actually share emotions. Yeah.
All right, you've heard that, and I really encourage everybody to share just enough. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you really find it very insightful and useful. I'm looking forward to having you again in the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye. Good to know.